Welcome back, students. Today our topic is characteristics of management. Before I start the topic, let's recapitulate the previous topic discussed. We discussed about what is management and the conceptual framework of management. Over there, we studied that management is a technique of extracting work towards specific objectives, and to reach to that objective, we utilize certain resources like physical, human and financial resource, and we use planning, organizing, leading and controlling to utilize those resources. We also studied that management is a universal process. It exists in all forms, in all the organization, be it any organization. It doesn't only restrict itself to business organization. So keeping all these things in mind, students, we will study the characteristics of management. The characteristics of management namely are universal, goal-oriented, continuous process, multidimensional, group activity, dynamic function and intangible force. Now we will study these in detail in a separate way. So what is management being goal-oriented? Students, we all know by now that whatever activity we manage, it should have or it must have a specific goal. All the business organization or all kinds of organization, they have different specific goals. Like a school, the specific goal of a school or the final target of a school is to provide education. To provide education, it takes up different types of procedures, right? So ultimately we manage our day-to-day schooling, right? When we run a hospital, the ultimate service provided by the hospital is to provide medical facility. So the ultimate goal of the hospital is to provide the medical facility, and to provide that medical facility, it runs its management in a different procedure. So all the organization have their own goals, and those goals required to be managed. That is why we say that management is a goal-oriented process. Next is management is pervasive. Of course, if management is universal, it has to be pervasive. It is a universal phenomenon, right? The use of management is not only restricted to business organization, but it is everywhere, right? In your home also, your mother is your manager, your father can be a manager, he manages so many things, your mother manages the house. So management is everywhere, it's pervasive, it doesn't restrict itself only into business organization. If you go to a club, that is also managed, right? If you go to a school, that is also managed. So all the organizations are managed somewhere and somehow, right? So therefore we say that management is pervasive. Now students, the next characteristics is management is multidimensional. Now multidimensional means something which has more than one dimension, right? So management over here has three dimensions: management of work, management of people and management of operations. Here in this PPT, I will explain you only management of work and people. Management of operations would be explained later on when we do functions of management, because generally those functions lead to management of operations, right? So over here we will only explain management of work and management of people. Management of work. See, management of work means the work, whatever work we do, it depends on the nature of business or the nature of work we are into, right? Here I have cited you three different examples: a school, a hospital and an industry, right? The management of all these three organizations are different. The people working over here are different. So therefore the accomplishment of their specific goals is set up and driven towards that particular goal which is set on the nature of this business. A school, as I told you earlier, that a school provides education, right? A hospital provides medical facilities, and industries, they manufacture goods. So all the management would be different. All the three organizations are managed differently, but management exists in all the organization, and the work depends on the nature of the organization. The work in a school would obviously be different from the work in a hospital. The work in a hospital would obviously be different from the work in industries, right? So management of work depends on the nature of business. Next is management of people. Human resource, it is said that human resource is the most important resource of any organization. See students, you have to understand that we can make a building, we can buy different type of resources, right? We can set up the whole industry, but without human resource, it is not possible for the industry to run, right? So we require human resource, and when we employ human resource, when our employees work under us, right, we have to take care of our employees. We have to take care of their individual needs. We have to take care of their needs in a group or in a department format, right? We have to give them promotions, we have to appreciate their work, we have to keep on motivating them, we have to keep on motivating a department, right? There are different types of technological upgradation which can be done, which can be given to a department, which can be given to an individual. So all these things help you to manage your people, right? You keep your human resource happy, you keep on getting your efficient productivity. Next is management is a continuous process. Of course management is a continuous process, because you cannot take up one task, you plan for it, you organize it, and when that task is done you stop planning. Do we do that? No, we don't do that. Why? Because then our organization comes to a standstill. To run an organization, management needs to be a continuous process. We plan, we organize, we put different people into different areas, we put right people into right areas, and then we direct, right? So every level, all the managers in all their layers, they keep on performing their continuous work, and this keeps on running the organization, right? Next is management is a group activity. Of course management is a group activity. You cannot run an organization with one single person, or one single person's performance cannot take the organization to heights, right? To reach the final target, to accomplish your goal, management of people is required. It is of course a group activity. A team of people work towards the accomplishment of the goal. Otherwise we may not employ so many people in organization. If you go to any organization, you will see many people working over there. Why? Because everybody has their own role, everybody has their own importance in their workplace, right? So it's a team that works, and management is required to keep that group intact, to motivate that group, so that that group performs to accomplish their ultimate goal. Management is a dynamic function. Yes, of course management is a dynamic function. Why? Because management keeps on changing according to the changing environment. There are 4 types of external environment, namely social, economical, technical and political. Every time there is a change in these environment, the business needs to be changed, the organizational policies needs to be changed. The very big example, or the very evident example, is the coronavirus pandemic, right, which we are facing through. We are facing a lockdown. So of course all these environments have gone into a massive change. Socio-economic environment has changed, our technical environment has changed, our political environment has changed. All our political leaders are fighting or planning to fight against the pandemic, right? Our socio-economic scenario has gone into a change. There are fall in the share markets, people are losing their jobs, right? So this is how, but still we are running, right? Officers are working with 25% staff, right? We have all gone online. We have started to adapt to the new change. So management is something which gets adapted into the new change, right? So all your managerial policies, all your management policies should keep on changing, according to the environment, according to the business environment. Otherwise, it would be very, very difficult for any organization to survive in the market, right? Management is intangible. Of course, management is abstract. You cannot touch management, you can feel management. How do you feel management? The ultimate result will show that whether the management was in a proper and in a correct direction, or it was in an incorrect direction. For example, if the inventory, the example which I have cited over here is, if the inventory of a finished product is increasing day by day, it clearly indicates that mismanagement of marketing and sales. The inventory of any product, if the stock of any product keeps on increasing day by day, which means that the product is not well marketed, or the sales are going down day by day. That is why it is getting stocked up, right? So the ultimate result, the end result, will tell you that whether your management was correct or incorrect. We cannot touch management, but we can see and feel management in that way, right? Therefore, we say that management is intangible. Management is a composite process. Composite meaning taking everything all together, right? Interdependence. In the previous class, I have explained you that how the functions of management are interdependent on each other. So that is what makes management a composite process. All the major functions, planning, directing, controlling, organizing, all these are interdependent on each other. One disruption in one stage will disrupt the whole cycle of operation, right? Balancing effectiveness and efficiency. Effectiveness and efficiency is explained in my previous video. You can go through that for reference. Efficiency means when we use fewer resource but we produce the whatever is required from us, and effectiveness is to reach to the end goals. Management balances effectiveness and efficiency. We have to be effective, right? We cannot procrastinate our work, we cannot keep on delaying, right? But along with that, we have to be efficient, we have to be cost efficient, right? Because we are in the business to make profit, to survive in the market. So to survive in the market, we have to be efficient as well as effective. So management balances both of them. Thank you, students. Stay safe and stay at home. See you in the next video.